Tip number 1. Write for your audience. A good content creation is one that is targeted to a specific audience. When your goal is to reach large numbers of people, with different characteristics, identifying characteristics, and impressions, you may not be able to satisfy and admire anyone who searches and is meant to your site. The important point you should always start from on writing any text, for example, is to think about who you are writing for. Who is? What is the advantage? What is his age? His gender? His needs? His goals, his problems, and the difficulties he suffers from. Research the potential characteristics of a customer that may fit your business, to identify your audience, and use this information as a basis for thinking about the topics you will be talking about. This information will also help you discover how the text will be written. Tip number 2. Explore trends and trends to take advantage of and write about. Because the content creation should be thought-based, you can also go beyond the information you think your audience wants. Look for trends in the market today. You can search for a spot by interviewing people who are already on the market, or on the internet by following up social media, and more. Another example of tools and methods to help you find such trends: use the Google Trends tool. With this tool, you can find information that monitors the desires and behaviors of people who are ideal for your business online. The tool provides this data based on research by the users themselves on Google. From this information, you can set up and write content based on those keywords that are most searched for. Tip number 3. Write attractive titles to have your audience attention. For example, you may have already passed the following situation. While you're looking at Google for a particular topic, you've certainly dropped off clicking on certain content to think you won't find all the answers you expect, just because you've read the title of the text, correct? When people search for a particular topic on the internet, the first thing they see and they're interested in or not is the title in the articles. For this reason, the title you choose for the article or topic should be attractive, at the same time summarizes what you will talk about in the content and slightly explains what content you will have. Tip number 4. It is important that you have a plan for the topics you write. The foundation of everything in this life is planning. It is important that you prepare an editorial calendar that contains the topics you have already spoken about and that will happen about it in your blog. This is a very important step, which ensures that there are no duplicates in one of the topics you have spoken about before. Having a calendar really helps you get a public view of what you'll be delivering that interests your audience. It helps you discover potential opportunities to rewrite some of the topics you've written and make edits or updates to the same text you've posted. Tip number 5. Create a clear, specific content structure. There are some ways that you can make content easy. You have a specific structure or written text frame. By the text infrastructure, we mean that it is subdivided, or paragraphs, each paragraph divided into sections. Is important for the subject of the content you are writing. A chart in this way helps make the text more accessible. Tip number 6. In the content creation, it is important that you regularly present your content. For example, it never works to have a blog that gives the audience the culture and knowledge if you didn't post topics in time you have fixed or without a constant pattern. People should visit your blog or platform to get information and knowledge about a specific topic or issues related to their area of work. Imagine if they needed a piece of information and found it in a somewhat old topic. We know that at first it may be a little difficult to write and publish text every day, especially if you work alone. But you should, however, consider at least a fixed pace, twice a week. What do you think? This way, your audience will know that you are always posted and earn followers. Tip number 7. Try to avoid spelling and grammar errors in the language if you are providing written content. Attention should be paid to the subject of writing, spelling, and grammar. Believe that spelling and grammar errors negatively affect the content setting and making. It is difficult to read text that contains many language errors. Even if you are not a language expert, there is at least a certain level of error that should be avoided. Following a course to learn language and grammar exercises online or at an institute. Practice writing too. This helps you. It may seem fictitious, but in fact the more you type, the more you learn about writing techniques. Tip number 8. Check the text carefully after typing. Making good content is an industry that begins with planning topics that will be discussed and ends with reviewing these handouts and articles and also videos. Before you post any text or article, review the words in the text as well as the rules, links, and even images used to make your text visually better. If you're working alone, here's important advice: leave a review to the next day or 2 days from the date of writing. This gives you a time lag between text and review, which helps you more easily see who you are, and where you can improve on your content. In contrast, if someone else is present to do this review, do so to read the articles and suggest some adjustments if necessary. A different look at your text can help you see improvements that you wouldn't have seen alone. Tip number 9. Apply search engine optimization, SEO. If your goal is to be seen in the first search results in search engines, and believe that this should be your goal, it is important that you learn about search engine optimization technologies and apply them to all the content and articles you write. These technologies help you to get more visitors to your website. Tip number 10. Learn about content creation tools. I have returned to the internet and have provided you with all the tools you will need, especially when talking about content making. There are many free equipment and tools used for these purposes for the search phase for trends and topics. You can use 1. Answer the public. 2. Readability calculator. 3. Google Trends. 4. Keyword tool. 5. Google Keyword Planner. 6. SEMrush. Finally, these tips can help you to write an article or even a script for a video making on YouTube if you just knew how to make it work in a specific field. Wish you all good luck, and if you liked it, don't forget to subscribe and support us for more helpful tips. Thank you.